we had a game plan, and you know, a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, you know, he's to me, he's still a kid, and when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, you know, about what's right and what's wrong.
Like what he did in the sport, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be the same way. You know what I mean? So I don't fault him for like stand to himself and things like that. You know what I mean? But it's also a part of me type thing, like come back and help too. You know what I mean? So there's much love to the whole Mayweather promotion. Man, no bad blood type shit. And a lot of people think like when I be tweeting on Instagram.
We do know.
Look over there to the left.
In one of the most unexpected moments in boxing, Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta "Tank" Davis have officially squashed their beef ahead of Tank's rematch with Lamont Roach. The draw against Roach seems to have humbled Davis, prompting a long-overdue reunion with Mayweather after their heated fallout last year. In a move similar to his surprise visit to Shakur Stevenson before his February bout, Floyd also showed up at Davis's training camp to lend his support as Tank prepared for one of the most crucial fights of his career.
For what he done, because he did, like, you know, he did help me out. He definitely helped me out, but it was more so like
Tank vents out on social media. He's been through a lot, you know, throughout his life. So, but I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him.
The two met and spoke for a while before Floyd Mayweather stayed to watch Gervonta Davis train and spar with other fighters. As Mayweather was leaving the gym, a reporter asked for his thoughts on the first fight between Davis and Lamont Roach, particularly about the moment Tank took a knee. Floyd responded, "We know what the rules say, and Tank was lucky that night, no doubt. But that's in the past. Tank is a tremendous fighter, and he's going to prove himself in the rematch. Just wait and see."
Like what he did in the sport, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be the same way. You know what I mean? So I don't fault him for like stand to himself and things like that. You know what I mean? But it's also a part of me type thing, like come back and help too. You know what I mean? So there's much love to the whole Mayweather promotion. Man, no bad blood type shit. And a lot of people think like when I be tweeting.
Another intriguing element of their reunion is the striking coincidence that Gervonta Davis continues to mirror Floyd Mayweather's career path. Early on, Davis was even dubbed the next Mayweather, and it's easy to see why. Both fighters share eerily similar experiences, such as controversial moments involving taking a knee during fights and rarely being tested on the scorecards. Like Floyd, Davis has proven difficult to hurt in the ring. Interestingly, Mayweather has only been knocked down once in his professional career, and even that wasn't due to a clean, damaging punch. The parallels between them just keep piling.
Wait a second. And it's called the knockdown. And is something wrong with the left hand?
In May 2001, Floyd Mayweather stepped into the ring to defend his WBC super featherweight title for the 8th time, facing El Salvador's Carlos El Famoso Hernandez. At just 25 years old, Mayweather was still a rising star with a perfect record and high expectations. Although he dominated much of the fight, an unusual moment occurred in the 6th round. Despite clearly leading on the scorecards and not being seriously hurt, Mayweather took a knee, prompting the referee to issue an 8 count. Hernandez hadn't landed a damaging blow, making the incident all the more puzzling. It was the first and only time in his career that Mayweather was officially ruled down in a
Floyd Mayweather. We're not exactly sure why. Just the pain from his hand? Now Floyd let the left hand go.
After taking the knee, Mayweather appeared to be in visible pain and began gesturing to his corner, signaling an issue with his left hand. Despite the apparent injury, he continued fighting and remained in control. Though the knockdown in the 6th round was officially scored in favor of Hernandez, it made little difference. Mayweather went on to dominate the remainder of the bout and secured a unanimous decision victory. at the Van Andel Arena in Michigan. He was even deducted a point, but it didn't impact the final outcome. Reflecting on the fight, boxing star Terrence Crawford once said, "Some of you should watch that fight. He kneels down because something hurts his hand. He points it out, but it didn't come from a punch."
Be a one-armed bandit, though, tonight. Hold on to his title. Instead, he seemed active, flex the big right hands landing now by Mayweather.
The winner by unanimous decision and still
Just after Gervonta Davis claimed that Mayweather wanted him to lose, he went on to record the first draw of his career, something Mayweather never experienced. Now, it seems Floyd is having the last laugh as Davis faces a major setback. While he's determined to bounce back, there's no denying that this draw has dealt a significant blow to his reputation and overall boxing legacy.
Well, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the say Terrence Crawford should fight? Gonna be there. They don't make no. You don't never want to see nobody do better than him. I'm telling you. You don't never.
Is there like
And last question is
a love-hate like
yeah,
fighter?
yeah, I love the fighter. Like,
In a recent interview with Jay Hill, Gervonta Davis made some shocking revelations, one of the most controversial being about Floyd Mayweather. Davis claimed that Mayweather had always wanted to see him lose, suggesting deep-rooted tension between the two. Unfortunately, Floyd nearly got his wish when Davis narrowly avoided defeat. Davis also implied that Mayweather was attempting to distract him ahead of his world title fight. However, despite all the drama, the two eventually put their differences aside and reunited.
Well, my thing is, I've always been there for him from day one. We had a game plan, and my game plan was to help him become world champion and take things to that next level.
well, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the say Terrence Crawford should fight? Gonna be there. They don't make no. You don't never want to see nobody do better than him. I'm telling you. You don't never.
Is there like
And last question is
like a love-hate like
yeah,
fighter?
yeah, I love the fighter. Like,
Here's what really happened. Boxing star Gervonta "Tank" Davis was once the protege of boxing legend Floyd Mayweather. However, their relationship soured, leading to a very public fallout. Davis eventually moved on, evolving into a better fighter and an even bigger global star. During an appearance on the Mr. J. Hill podcast, Davis finally opened up about what really went down between him and Mayweather.
lose situation now. What came out still on top?
With Floyd? You said, oh, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
It's a little situation that he put me in to, make me lose. But he thought,
You talking about like a boxing match or?
yeah, boxing match.
Ooh, if you don't mind. If you don't want to, it's fine.
Pedraza. Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 21 at the time, and I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, first of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. How the say Terrence Crawford should fight? Gonna be there. They don't make no. You don't never want to see nobody do better than him. I'm telling you. You don't never.
Is there like
And last question is
like a love-hate like
yeah,
fighter?
yeah, I love the fighter. Like,
When you finally get around someone you once looked up to, like Floyd Mayweather, you begin to realize they're not who they claim to be. It's disappointing and it hurts. That's why I decided to go my own way and focus on myself. With Floyd, there were times he put me in no-win situations. Take my first world title fight against Jose Pedraza, for example. I was 21, undefeated at 16-0, hadn't fought in 7 or 8 months, and was barely making $10 000 fight. They came back and told me I had to take the fight or be shelved. At the time, I was struggling, got evicted, had to sell my car. I truly believe Floyd did that intentionally. I started telling other fighters what was really going on behind the scenes, giving them game so they wouldn't be trapped like I was. Now, when some of those same guys want to fight me, It honestly feels like betrayal.
What do we talk about? We got.
No, real quick,
What's up?
Sam, actually, I just wanted to say I saw Gervonta Davis was in here for a minute. I don't know if he's still in here. I know he
Tank-
has his big...
Tank on here?
Yeah, Tank.
Who
Tank. Yeah, well, I don't know if he's still
Yeah,
on here. I don't know if he's still on
Yeah, Tank,
here.
get
I
back
don't know. He might have bounced. I don't know. He might have bounced. He was only on for a second. Tank, you want to come in, Tank? Can I bring you in? I would love to bring you in. Only because I know for like the longest Tank has had it.
Added that while he respects and appreciates Floyd for what he did, it often felt like he was only given crumbs, like $10,000 000 or $15 000 to help his mother get out of the hood. But that amount wasn't enough. Within months, she'd be back struggling, and he'd have to ask for more. He realized people can put you in a position where you constantly depend on them, giving you just enough to keep you coming back. When he was under the same management as Floyd, they slowly began taking control of his career. Although boxing legend Mayweather guided Tank Davis through most of his early career, leading him to multiple world titles, Davis eventually recognized the control dynamic and chose his own path.
I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like $10,000 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, you know. So when they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You're sitting on a shelf. So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. So now, and remind you, I'm letting.
Two parted ways in 2022, and things have seemingly grown hostile since, with both Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather exchanging insults over the years. Now, Davis has revealed that his former mentor once put him in a fight where he believed Mayweather actually wanted him to lose. Speaking on the Jill podcast, he explained how the situation unfolded. While it's difficult to hear, Davis's honesty has shed new light on the troubled history with Mayweather and his promotional company. Interestingly, the rift wasn't initially exposed by either man, but by two of Davis's trainers. Their comments reopened an old chapter in what has become a very public and turbulent fallout.
I'm talking about, I'm putting them on game, letting them know what's going on. Like, see, this was happening. Like, you feel me? I'm letting these guys know. So when it be like people saying they want to fight me, it's
like, how could you, nigga? I was the one that
Yeah.
was giving you game when I was going through it.
Yeah,
When I was
like-
at the lowest part of my career, I was telling y'all how so you wouldn't have to get there. And now it's like betrayal almost.
yeah,
Okay, so do you think Floyd did that intentionally?
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Why after so much time? After, like, I guess again, after we think he helped you come into the game, he gave you the spotlight. Like, why would he try to diminish your career?
It's hard to hear the damaging things Floyd Mayweather allegedly did to Gervonta Davis and still view the boxing icon the same way. Recent revelations have added weight to Davis's past criticisms and actions toward his former mentor. One seen as having a father-son bond, the relationship between Mayweather and Davis has completely unraveled. Tensions escalated when Davis claimed Mayweather banned him from his gym while preparing for his high-stakes 2023 fight against Ryan Garcia, a move that further exposed a deep rift between the once-close boxing duo.
If he's like a son on the floor, why would you put him out? How could you put him out? It's a different type of beast. That dad coaching stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's emotions in it. You know, that situation, boy, it's heavy, you know? Biggest fight of his career coming up. And you put him out the gym.
Although Davis officially parted ways with Mayweather Promotions in 2022, Mayweather publicly insisted he held no hard feelings, saying, "Nothing lasts forever. I'll always love Tank. I look at him like a son. He has to do what's best for him." Despite those words, tensions quickly rose, and Davis soon began taking public digs at the boxing legend, signaling a deeper rift.
I respect him, and I won't say I respect him. I appreciate him. I appreciate him for what he done, because he did, like, you know, he did help me out. He definitely helped me out, but it was more so like, he would say that he gave me like money to get my mom out the hood, but me being from the hood, 10, 15,000, that's not, after a couple months, she gonna be back in the hood, and I'm gonna be back asking you for money. Nah, why would I do that?
Soon after, Davis began openly criticizing his former mentor, accusing Mayweather of unresolved financial issues in Dubai. The situation has only escalated, with both men trading subtle jabs over time. Davis even claimed that Pretty Boy was stuck in Dubai due to unpaid debts, a remark that further fueled speculation about their strained relationship. Things have deteriorated to the point where people are questioning what really happened between them. Adding to the tension, Davis's coach Calvin Ford recently shared behind-the-scenes insights in a video posted on his Instagram.
I give her a couple dollars. I take some, whatever, whenever you need some money. You feel me? But when I was legit to be able to get out the hood, that's what I did.
Like, I had to learn that coming up, that like, will put you in a position to always need him. And like, to the world, it might look like that's a great person. But like, to somebody to understand, you understand like what Kendrick Lamar say? Nah, that's a master manipulator. Like, cause if I gotta put you in a position that always need me, you always gotta, I'm gonna just give you crumbs. And we hear it a lot. Like, if I'm
As Gervonta Davis continues to excel in the ring, his coaches are speaking out against Floyd Mayweather's past actions, particularly his reported decision to bar Davis from his training facility during a crucial period. Trainer Calvin Ford and assistant coach Kenny Ellis recently shared their frustrations in a video posted on Ford's Instagram. Ellis didn't hold back, directly questioning Mayweather's motives. If Tank is like a son to Floyd, why would you kick him out of the gym during the biggest fight of his career? Why would you want him to lose? The tone was filled with frustration and disappointment, as both coaches painted a picture of betrayal from someone who was once considered a father figure to Davis.
Why? You want him to lose? That's the question. Do you want him to lose? Sometimes people do things without thinking. You know, it's like the situation that we supposedly got put out the gym. We kept it quiet for Tank. We went shopping, hanging out, having fun. I got a phone call. No, I called and asked.
Ford echoed similar concerns, acknowledging the emotional complexity of Davis's relationship with Mayweather. He recalled a conversation in which Mayweather denied blocking Davis from the gym, yet both Ford and Ellis remained firm in holding him accountable. Ellis even challenged the media, saying, "I'd love for someone to ask him, what was on your mind when you put Tank out of the gym?" Despite the clear frustration, Ford also saw a silver lining, suggesting that the adversity ultimately strengthened Davis's resolve and helped shape him into the fighter he is today.
and do just enough to come back around.
But I ain't really just put me in a position to be able to, you know, make my own thing. And I don't want to say no name, but they wind up catching it. The people that's over top of me. I mean, like, I was signed to him, and Floyd signed to him. So the person that he said, okay, cool, I see what's going on. That's when you start taking over.
Reflecting on the incident, Ford described it as a lesson within a lesson. What initially seemed negative turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Tank trained even harder, and the payoff came when he knocked out Ryan Garcia in the 7th round, cementing his place among boxing's elite. Ford spoke about the emotional weight of the situation between Mayweather Jr. and Davis, calling it a different type of beast. He added, "That dad coaching stuff, it's emotional. You know what I'm saying? That situation was heavy, man. Real heavy." His words revealed the deep personal layers behind professional fallout.
Yeah. Gotcha. I want to stick to boxing before I veer off into questions like that. I know later on it was proven that he was cheating, and I don't know if he ever fought, actually won after they found out he was cheating. But did you sense something when it came to
Baltimore coach Calvin Ford recalled calling Mayweather directly to question why Gervonta Davis was barred from using his gym, but Mayweather denied having done so. Despite the denial, both Ford and assistant coach Kenny Ellis placed the responsibility squarely on Mayweather's shoulders. Ellis even challenged the media, saying, "I would love for someone to ask him, what was on your mind when you put Tank out of the gym? We're from Baltimore, man. In any situation, we stay 10 toes down. The grind doesn't stop." While the frustration was clear, Ford chose to focus on the positive side of the experience. "I recall that day vividly. It was a lesson within a lesson," he wrote in the caption of his Instagram post and echoed in the video. It wasn't a negative experience. In fact, it turned out to be the opposite. It helped us push through serious challenges. What seemed like adversity was actually a blessing. We found a light in the darkness.
Oh, hell no, that didn't happen. You know, so I let it go because I'm thinking somebody playing the game until we got back here. Then we got back here, they said he could let me. Yeah. What? Okay.
Only Floyd could answer that question. I would love for the media to ask him, you know, what was on your mind when you put Tank out of the gym. We from Baltimore, man. In any situation, we stand 10 toes back. The grind don't stop.
According to Ford, the situation ultimately pushed the 30-0 record holder to train even harder, leading to a 7th-round knockout of Ryan Garcia. Davis and Mayweather first crossed paths in 2015, 2 years after Davis made his pro debut. Mayweather noticed him during one of Adrian Broner's training camps, which led to Davis joining Mayweather Promotions. From there, the two worked closely, with Mayweather taking on a mentor role and aiming to shape Davis into a boxing superstar. Their bond was one strong, built on mutual respect and a mentor-protege connection.
With fight hype, with me, I like, bro.
Put it in. Put it in. Hold
I don't
on.
know.
How do I do it? You gotta do
I think
it.
I
Get on
gotta
there,
do
put it in.
it. I don't know if he's still on here. Hold on, I gotta find him. He might have
Yeah, put
bounced.
it
You
in.
know, Tank be bouncing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, it's okay. Put it in. Ain't gonna come on.
I don't see him. Hold on. I think he bounced. I think.
No, he don't.
It all started when Floyd Mayweather gave an interview with Fight Hype, where he criticized modern boxers for prioritizing luxury and appearance over honing their skills. His comments appear to target a group of unnamed fighters, but the subtext pointed clearly at Gervonta Davis. Mayweather even dragged Shakur Stevenson into the mix, allegedly spreading falsehoods about Davis's fight and ridiculing the Baltimore star. This rant came in April, just days after the highly anticipated bout between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Mayweather voiced his frustration, claiming today's boxers are more concerned with how they look in the ring than with perfecting their craft. He argued that they idolize the finished version of Pretty Boy Floyd without recognizing the years of hard work and sacrifice it took to become the legend they admire. The tension between Mayweather and Davis only deepened from that point forward.